session to Dr. Ramchandran.
Thank you very much for the detailed introduction. First of all, thank you and congratulations to all of you who have stayed back and chosen to attend this session. We were a bit worried whether we will be the only people left on the dais, so thank you very much, and I hope that we will be able to make it worthwhile for all of you who are having stayed back for this session. So before I introduce my fellow panelists and speakers, let me quickly put this whole session in the context. Those of you who have been attending this program from the morning, you would have seen that this whole area of innovation and technology as a key driver of the specialty chemicals market has been a recurring theme right from the morning, from the opening session to the various sessions that we have. For instance, in the session where we were talking about the end user perspective, you heard many of the end user industry leaders who talked about how they are trying to cope up with the rapidly changing preferences of the consumer, and while they do a lot of very interesting research to understand this changing perspective from the consumer, they really depend on the vendors of the specialty chemicals to provide chemicals and inputs that actually provide those new value propositions or characteristics that their products eventually they launch. So this is one perspective that we heard. In the afternoon post-lunch session, in the session on environment, we repeatedly heard about the need for innovation in process chemistry, innovation in the way we manufacture in order to comply with the latest environmental standards. We also heard the panelists allude to the changing criteria on which consumers are starting to make their choices of products, and sustainability often proves to be a very, very important criteria on the basis of which particularly the younger generation are making their choices, not only in the Western world, but even in countries like India. So this was the other very important dynamic. And in the previous session, where we talked about the investors and looking into the emerging markets and then companies in the emerging market, while it did not come out very strongly, I think it is a very important factor because I know at least from my experience of being in a multinational company, when we look for acquisitions, one criteria that we look for is also, does the company have any innovative technology which has a synergy with our portfolio? So I think the need for innovation is pretty obvious, and I don't think we need to really re-emphasize that in this discussion. But there was also a very, very passionate speaker in the morning session, Professor Dr. Sriram, who was the former director of NCL, who spoke at length about the need for innovation. And there are a couple of very important points that he made. He said, he actually challenged the industry. He said, it is very easy to innovate for the wealthier segment of the market. And that's what you generally do. But it's much more difficult to innovate for the less privileged sections of our society. And there is a lot more of that in a country like India. And so he basically challenged the industry, saying that when and how are you going to do, innovate for the less privileged sections of the society. He also alluded to the sad state of affairs when it comes to collaboration in research in India. And he said there is a complete lack of what he called as the shared model of innovation, which is, collaboration between private companies, more importantly, collaboration between private and public companies, and also academic institutions. So these are all some of the backdrop and comments and recommendations that we heard in the whole day. And I think this panel and discussion as the last session, we will hopefully address some of these areas that have been brought up through our own experiences. And I have a very distinguished panel here. Let me first introduce to you Dr. Sudhir Nambiar. On my right here, he is the President of Research and Technology of Haikel Limited. And Haikel, by the way, is a pioneer in India for CRAMS research. And I've known him for the last 25 years as being one of the companies that many multinational companies looked upon in order to do their grants partnership. Dr. Sudhir Nambiar leads the senior research and development, and he has about over 25 years of experience. He's also worked for Dr. Reddy's laboratories, and before that he was in AstraZeneca in the pharmaceutical development group, and he is a member of the National Committee of Pharmaceuticals. He's in Confederation of Indian Industries National Council for the Chemical Research Society of India. So we have somebody in Sudhir who has got long experience in research and technology, and I look forward to hearing from you, Sudhir, later. Just let me also quickly introduce the other panelists. Dr. Frank Schwank actually is my colleague. He is the director of the Innovation Campus in Mumbai, which is actually in its last phases of completion. We will inaugurate it on the 3rd of March. Frank is he has a PhD in organic synthesis from Germany. He's also studied in Scotland, and he has been with BASF for a number of years, largely in the area of research and development and technology. And since 2012, he has been here in India, and his prime job was setting up this global research and development center. So again, in Frank, you have someone who brings in the global perspective of research and development, and also having worked here in India with research and development setup, so very diverse experience. The third person we have, again on my right, is Dr. Jayant Kumare. He is the lead R&D agri-inputs of Godrej Agrovet, with a very, very strong academic background, with his degree in Goa University, a PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, with Professor Mehta, working on total synthesis natural product. He has been in the Max Planck Institute in Germany. He was an Alexander von Humboldt Fellow. So again, someone with very rich experience and very high academic profile. And the fourth person is Mr. Suresh Kalra. He is the Senior Director, Southeast Asia of India MANZ of SII Group. And Suresh has been in the specialty chemical and automotive industry at various levels for the last about 18 years, and he is a mechanical engineer with an MBA. And he started his career in formulations of lubricants in Total International in 1988, and has held various leadership positions in Caltex, Valvoline, Pidilite Industries, and has been responsible for establishing the specialty package chemical division of W.R. Grace. So someone who has been in the cutting edge of specialty chemical industry for a number of years. So we have a great set of panelists here.